that we select. So we're going to start off with some just a little introduction to showmanship. We're going to talk about first dynamics. So what I would like you to do is when we cue, we typically and always cue with the left hand. Okay, so you're going to have to forgive me so that you don't get confused. I'm going to switch over, and this is a task. So if I switch over this way just to demonstrate and then go back here, this is because I've done this for so long that this is dominated. And so this knows exactly what to do. And this one I don't get to practice with on this side all the time. So what I want you to do is let's talk about a crescendo. So crescendo is definitely making the sound and the band come up and the volume come up. So what we want to do, and I'm going to give you a visualization of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to break the rule of ictus. We're going to bring it down about to waist level, and we're going to bring this up at an angle. Okay? The hand, the palm up. Okay, I want you to do that. Down here. Now bring it up. And now we're going to do it in 4 beats and make it as fluid as possible. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Do that one more time. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Awesome. So what's going to be helpful is if you think of there being a weight on your hand, coordination problems. So you have to really control the muscles and really put some tension into that, bringing that arm up. Okay. There has to be some resistance. Otherwise it becomes really hard to control this and conduct with this hand. Okay. So that is a crescendo. Now a decrescendo, the total opposite. Okay. So we have here, this is going to be our beat 1. And just reverse it. Now notice the palm is no longer up. The palm is now down. To turn the volume down, we're going to bring down with resistance for 4 beats. And then we're going to come back up to the ictus. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and come back up to 1. So all the way down to about the waist and then back up. Here we go. Ready? And move. And down, 2, 3, 4, and then 1. So we need to talk about independence and what we're doing. So what I want you to do is you're going to conduct, and you're going to find, okay, this is yet probably the trickiest thing that we're having you do. So you're going to conduct with your right hand. Okay. So we're going to just do 4/4 time. Keep it basic. So practice up. So we have 1, 2, 3. Join in when you can. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. 4. 1, 2. Not hard, huh? 3. Now point up to the sky. 1, 2, 3. Point out to the side. And 1, 2, 3. Point down to the ground. 1, 2, 3. Point back up. 1, 2, 3. To the side. 1, 2, 3. Touch your nose. 1, 2, 3. Tap your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap your head. 1, 2, 3. Point back up. And 1, 2. Now did you catch what happened? 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So when I pointed up, for whatever reason, my left hand, but your right hand and arm coordination and muscle memory, as I did that, it kind of took a shock, and it didn't want to go all the way back up to the up of 1. So it takes a lot of practice in the coordination to get some of these moves down. So don't get frustrated. Take your time, but you definitely have to invest some time in order to perfect it. There are some people that can naturally just jump in and start doing these things. I was not one of them. And so I had to really work hard on the coordination. And so this hand's doing something different, and this hand and this arm's doing something different. And the mind and the brain and the muscles are going, what is happening? So don't feel bad. Take your time as we do these things. Now, work on that. Just do different things. Point up, point down, touch your nose. Okay, so if you took the time to do that, welcome back. If not, you're a trooper, and we're just going to get going through the rest of this. what you want to do is we've got to prep. And so we're going to talk about preps. Now the prep for the hit, so to speak, when we were doing the cross cutoffs, this was the prep. Now preps are going to happen with closed fist, and a lot of times the thumb is facing towards you. The thumb is always, it's not out, facing towards you. There may be some times where we do a thumbs out thing, but for right now, thumb's always towards you for our preps. So the prep for the hit is here. The prep for the crescendo is going to come to your ear. Okay? So the prep to the crescendo is here. Almost like this would be a weird way to talk on a phone, but just pretend like you're talking on a phone. And we definitely don't talk on our cellular phones like this anymore. So you have an old school phone, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so bring it up here. Now notice the angle here and here. Okay, we don't want down, we don't want up. We want this as flat as can be, like it's on a tabletop, and at this position. Okay, this is going to set us up for our crescendo or decrescendo. We're going to start with a decrescendo. We're going to start with bringing the band volume down. So we go from here to prep, and a lot of time the prep's going to happen on the downbeat or the upbeat of 4. So instead of coming back up, instead of coming back up, we're going to coming back up down, from 4 and going up here, we're going to go from 4 to here. Okay, so what is your other hand and your other arm doing? It's got to go back up. It's got to take the journey back up this way. So it goes from 4 to here. So try that on your own. Conducting hand, 4, then back up. Okay, cueing hand, okay, volume hand, from 4 to here. Okay, 4 to here. So you have to make this motion work like this. Back down. Now it's very important that until you get really comfortable with this motion that you do not go to the next thing. Okay? But you hit 4 and 4 and 4 and. Now hopefully this won't take me several tries to do with you, but if I'm making mistakes, I'm just going to keep going through. You can kind of watch my mistakes and I'll point them out so that you know what not to do. Hopefully I can give you some really good examples of visually of what should be happening. So what we're going to do is we're going to conduct measure 4/4, and then we're going to go to the prep. So we're just going to do a measure 4/4. We're not going to give a downbeat or anything for the next measure. Okay, I hope that makes sense? So if it doesn't, you'll start to follow along. So we're going to start up here, and we're going to slowly go down. Go down with me. Here's beat 1. Go back up. Back down. Beat 2. Frame your face. Good. Beat 3. Out. Beat 4. And then prep. Does that make sense? Do that one more time, that slow. Ready? Go down. 1, back up. 2, in. 3, out. 4, prep. Awesome. You're going to be a pro at this when you're done with this. So we're going from this position, which is in between 4 and 1. So we're going to come back down to 1, definitely. And as this is coming down, this is going out. Okay, so here is the thing. You want to think as you're doing a decrescendo that both palms are going to be down to the floor or facing the floor. So out and obviously higher. Okay, try that again. And 1. Awesome. So we're going to stop there. We're going to go 4 beats and then we're going to stop on 1. Okay, hopefully you're still with me. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Did I catch you? Did that work? I hope it did. Try that again. Once again, I'm gonna do it one more time, and then we're gonna proceed down to what happens as you decrescendo and what this hand should be doing as you do that. Once again, In a normal setting when we're training, we have all kinds of time to stop and maneuver and help you guys out with things. In this case, you may just simply have to pause, rewind a little bit, look at this, analyze it. But I'm more than sure that you're capable of doing it. So go back up to 1. We're going to stop on beat 1 of the next measure. Ready, and go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Good. Now, what has to happen, what I would definitely need to work on is my ictus. When I came up to this, I kind of dropped lower. If you didn't notice, if I probably draw a straight line where the ictus is, you notice that dropped lower. So I need to fix that on this next turn. Here we go. Try that again. So I'm not going to come down here to beat 1. Come back up here to beat 1. Ready, and go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. That's a little bit better. Okay, so take the time, stop this if you have to, go over that motion as many times as you can and make that comfortable. The next part that we do on this is actually bringing the hand down, the motion down as we conduct. So we're going to start with 1. So slowly, I'm going to slowly go through it. So as I'm coming down, and 2, and 3, and 4. So the thing is that we continuously move this down, and it's all about timing. As you could see, this was kind of falling down a little bit too fast for the beats, and you got to maybe think without making maybe some points, like 1, 2, 3, 4. That might work. But then you don't want to get in the habit of that, because that's not how we want the band to crescendo. You really want it to, if you do that, fine. But as fast as you can comfortably get to where it's smooth and fluid, jump into that, because this may become a habit, because it's going to kind of give you a pulse and beat. This is free form. This is not free form. So go back up to 1, and notice I dropped. I'm too fast. Ready, and go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so the best way to do that, just the best way to make that better is just, of course, practicing it. So I'm going to do this back with my dominant hand, so it's going to look backwards to you. So you should be cueing with the left hand, even though I'm cueing with the right hand. I just want to try to give you a reflection of what's happening. So if I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And not perfect, and there was all kinds of things that were happening, but hopefully you're getting the idea of what to do for a decrescendo. Now, a crescendo is going to be the same thing, except we go from 4, we still have our prep, but this time, palm up and to your waist. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is kind of hard, because you want to naturally lift up like this. Okay, so it just takes a lot of work. If I do back on this side and hit 2, 3, 4. Now you saw the jerkiness of what was happening on this side. This side's a little more trained, so I'm going to try it on this side for you. So we have prep, I'm here and here for my prep, and here we go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. A little more smooth on that side, okay? So that's decrescendo and crescendo. Take these as slow as possible, and then as you get comfortable with it, with a metronome or with maybe some slow music, start working on that fundamental. And before you know it, you'll have this under control. So crescendo, decrescendo.